There are some pretty cool things in the store. When I look around, I just see shirt after shirt after shirt, and these shirts have scriptures on them, most of them. Tell us about the store.
Well, about the store, about 8 years ago, well, actually 10 years ago, something happened in my life, and it changed my life. And I had just sold the business, $20-some million company, and I had accomplished the American dream. Everyone I knew congratulated me, but inside I was like dead man's bones. I had worked really hard my whole life. I came from Cuba and came to this country in the pursuit of the American dream. Worked really hard. I was a moral man. I had everything the world had for me, only to realize it wasn't enough. And I found myself 10 years ago at the brink of suicide because with everything that I had, with all the money and all the accomplishments, I had nothing.
Just a minute. How many millions of dollars did you have?
23.
How old were you?
I was 37.
37, 23 million. You were on top of the world. Everyone said you were successful. And you were on the brink of suicide. How does that happen? What was going through your mind?
I think for me, I had always been like an accomplishment, a goal-driven person. And as long as I had goals,
yes,
and I earned more stripes on my shoulder, I had something to do, I had something to aim. But the more I gained, the more I accomplished, it started to feel like I was on the treadmill. It started to feel like it's just another million. It's just another another warehouse or another accomplishments. And I collected accomplishments, and I used to go to church. My kids went to a Christian school. I've been married 28 years. I did all the right things, but I remember being 37 and waking up on my birthday and like I could go anywhere, I could do anything.
Yes.
But I wasn't sure about dying. I wasn't sure, and it was, the irony is that I wanted to die, and I'll tell you a little bit later how, but it was like nothing was filling the emptiness that I had, and I was afraid of dying because I didn't know if I could get my way into heaven. I could buy anything, I could do anything.
On earth.
I was a good guy, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, you know what? I don't know if I'm good enough to get into heaven. Even with everything that I've done, all the good stuff that I've done, I don't know if I can get my way into heaven. And 3 months after I sold the business, I'm vacationing in New Zealand, and I'm there with my wife and kids, and it's a perfect place. And I remember going to God and saying, God, if this is all you have, if this is all you have, God, just take me right now, because I don't want to live. I want to die. Wow. And that was probably the worst time in my life. There was just nothing left.
So this is depression, and you're in a very dark place. Inside you is a very dark place, even though around you.
Yeah, on the outside everyone's congratulating me. It's one high five after another. Oh, we want to be just like you. But man, deep down, and the irony was, Debbie, is that not one person asked me how I was doing. Everyone just assumed I had everything, and therefore I was happy.
Yes. Okay, so what happened?
Well, that was December, and I hit rock bottom, and by God's grace, I didn't commit suicide, but I was just, I was at the dead end. And 3 months later, we get back from New Zealand, and I'm having lunch with this guy, and he's the principal of my kids' Christian school, and this is the first time in my life where anyone has ever asked me, is there something missing in your life? And I looked at this guy and I thought, he asked me earlier, you're really good and you donate and you do all these things for the school and you're always involved, but I get the feeling there's something missing.
Wow.
And I was like,
were you offended?
Yeah, I was, because I thought, what are you talking about?
Right. He
goes, I get the feeling there's something missing in your life. And I stood back and I thought, but I was open with this guy. I said, Randy, I don't have purpose. I don't have meaning. I have no idea why I'm on this earth. I mean, I know how to make money and I know how to do good things, but quite frankly, I just don't want to be here anymore. I don't have a purpose for getting up in the morning. And he said, come into my office. I want to introduce you to this guy. And, you know, in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, you know, Tony Robbins, you know, hey, everything's cool, everything's happy, happy, happy. So, but I get in my car, he gets in his car, and I drive to his car, to his office. And I'm also thinking, this guy's a Christian principal. I'm going to be in a Christian principal's office. I hope he doesn't talk to me about God.